everyone, Naturalist Paul here at Wood Lake Nature Center. Today we're going to be talking about an animal that we only find in our forest, not in the marshes often, not in the prairie, maybe flying over, but in the forest. We're talking about woodpeckers. In Minnesota we can find up to 9 species throughout the state throughout the year. There are 2 that will migrate away, but the ones you're most likely to see here at the Nature Center are the smallest and the biggest in the state. The downy woodpecker, about 4 inches tall, and the pileated, about 16 inches tall. Those 2 you'll hear and maybe see as you move around Wood Lake. Take a look at some of our resources for the other ones that you might see here at our park. So woodpeckers, we're choosing just to focus on the one family of birds because they play a really important role. They nest inside trees just like this. And every nest they make, they use to raise one brood or one group of babies. And there's a couple of unique things about it. So when they do that, the males are also going to be sitting on the eggs, which is not a very common thing for the male birds to do. And in a lot of woodpecker species, the males will come in and roost on those eggs or help incubate the eggs overnight. And then they will also help to feed the young as they grow up, which is pretty neat. Once they all leave, once those babies leave, that nest won't be used again by woodpeckers, but it will be used again. Chickadees, white-breasted nuthatches, red squirrels, little mice, smaller owls like northern saw-whet will all use those cavities because they can't make them the same way that really long beak of a woodpecker. I'm going to show you one right now, and we'll use it to help me share some of the adaptations. So that beak of this woodpecker, this is a flicker, but that beak allows them to make a really big hole, and they can go straight in. And if they're making their nest, they have to go in and then down. And they have to have enough room for 5 or 6 babies. So it's often going to look like this from what you'll see. But if you could go inside their nest, it goes quite a ways down. Here's the hole. Pretty cool. And they're doing all of that just with their beak, making all the sawdust, and then spitting that sawdust out. So that beak is very important. But if you're doing that, you think their head would hurt. Well, they have a couple of ways that they're able to protect their brain. The coolest one, in my opinion, let me know what you think, is their tongue is actually attached right up here inside their skull and goes all the way around, or outside their skull rather, and comes out their mouth, obviously. But that actually helps to cushion their brain and their skull from all the jarring action. Their tongue is also going to come out 6 inches, maybe even longer, because as they tunnel into those trees to look for insect tunnels, their tongue will go down a tunnel, find an insect, and sort of jab it, and they have little barbs on their tongue, and they're also kind of sticky, and they'll bring that insect right back to their stomach, and that's how a lot of them are going to eat. The bird I'm holding, this northern flicker, actually is going to eat ants. It's the one that likes to eat ants out of the ground. This is one that leaves for the winter. It's hard to get ants in Minnesota in the winter. As they're knocking those holes in the wood, there's lots of wood chips. And if you've ever been around wood chips or sawdust, it gets in your nose. Well, we might wear a mask, which are pretty common right now. Woodpeckers wear them all the time. They have little feathers that go right over their nostrils to protect them from those wood chips from getting in there. Another adaptation that they have is they'll have 4 toes like most birds do. 2 going to the front and 2 going to the back, and it's called zygodactyl. It allows them to sit the way they do on the side of a tree, which some other birds can do, but those other birds aren't slamming their beak into the tree. So to have a solid grip, they have a unique adaptation with their toes, 2 going upwards, 2 going downwards, and also their tail is very, very stiff. So when they are up against the tree, it'll act like a support or a kickstand to once again allow them to be as forceful as possible with that beak as they're hammering in into the tree. So of the 9 species, the ones you want to look for here, the downy, the smallest one, the pileated, and the rest are going to be on a sheet that we'll post with this video. Good luck out there. Hope you find a lot of woodpeckers and their signs. So keep your eyes open for holes, all kinds of stuff. You're bound to see them if you come out. Thanks.
Hi everyone, naturalist Rachel here at Wood Lake Nature Center. I'm going to read you the story today. The story for today's topic, which is woodpeckers, pretty cool, is The Owl and the Woodpecker by Brian Wildsmith. Ooh, I love this already here. Once upon a time, in a forest far away, or here at Wood Lake, there lived a woodpecker. Ooh, looks like a pileated woodpecker to me. The woodpecker lived in a tree in which he slept all day. Oh, he slept all night. I'm sorry, that did look weird. And worked all day. Kind of like people. One day, an owl moved into the tree next door. Oh no. He likes to work all night and sleep all day. Do you think they're going to be good neighbors? Let's find out. He looks really cozy in his tree. Woodpecker pecked so hard and made so much noise that he woke Owl. "Hey, you!" screeched Owl. "How can I sleep with all that noise going on?" "This is my tree," Woodpecker said, "and I can peck at it as much as I want." I don't think they're being really good neighbors to each other. That's not good. They're on different schedules. Oh, goodness gracious. Owl got very angry. His screeches and hoots echoed through the forest. All the animals for miles around came running to see what was the matter. What kinds of animals do you see in this picture? I see all kinds. There's even badgers. That's crazy. Oh. "You carry on pecking, Mr. Woodpecker," squeaked the mouse. "Owl is always bossing and chasing us around." "Oh, be quiet," growled Bear. "Woodpecker, stop pecking and let Owl sleep. We like a peaceful life around here." I don't know who I'd listen to in this instance, the bear or the mouse. Who would you listen to? Owl became more angry. He swooped down on the small animals, who quickly ran away. "You are a bully!" they shouted at him when they were sure that they were safe. That wasn't very nice of Owl. There's a lot of little animals. "What can I do to stop the noise?" Owl asked the big animals. "We don't know," they said. "You are the wise and clever one. Perhaps you can move to another tree." That might be a good idea in this particular situation. "Why should I?" snapped the owl. "I like living in this tree. That noisy woodpecker must move." I think the woodpecker was there first. It's a lot of conflict happening. But Woodpecker would not move. Day after day, his noisy pecking kept Owl awake. And day after day, Owl became more and more tired and more bad-tempered. He began to be so grumpy and so rude that the forest animals decided they had to do something about it. So they called a meeting. He does look pretty grumpy, but he's really colorful. "Something must be done," said the badger. Woodpecker was here first, so Owl must leave. But he says he will not leave his tree, replied Deer. We can push down the tree and then he will have to leave, said the crafty fox. I mean, that's a good idea. Oh, hey, look, squirrels. That night, while Owl was out and hunting, the animals all tried to push down his tree. But no matter how hard they pushed and puffed and panted, they could not move the tree. So they gave up and went back home. Have you guys ever tried to push a tree? Probably shouldn't do it. But if you do it with a big tree, because they probably won't move. The baby trees need help growing, so we want to be nice to them. It's not a good idea, though. Sometime later, 2 new animals came to the forest. They were a pair of beavers. They liked Owl's tree and started to gnaw at the trunk. Every day, the beavers gnawed a little bit more. It seemed as if they would gnaw right through the trunk. Whoa. I wonder if Owl has noticed. One day, a great storm shook the forest. The wind roared so hard that Woodpecker gave up on his pecking. At last, Owl slept in peace. Then Owl's tree began to creak and crack and groan. The wind grew fiercer, but Owl slept soundly. Then Owl's tree began to sway. Oh no. Woodpecker quickly struggled through the storm to Owl's tree. He pecked very loudly in Owl's ear. Owl woke up. He was very angry. But then he realized why Woodpecker was pecking on his tree. Together they flew to safety just as the tree crashed to the ground. Oh no. When the storm was over, Owl thanked Woodpecker for saving his life. He was glad that Woodpecker had been his neighbor. You can get over differences. It's nice. So Owl and Woodpecker became good friends. Woodpecker helped Owl find a tree in a quiet part of the forest where he could sleep all day without hearing Woodpecker pecking noisily. Peace and quiet returned to the forest, and Owl and Woodpecker remained good friends for the rest of their lives. The end. Well, thanks for joining us here on our story time. Please come out to Wood Lake Nature Center. We have lots of different things going on. We have roving naturalists happening. You can check our Facebook to see when we'll be out and about. There's going to be drop-in programs and all kinds of great things happening here. So, hope to see you guys soon. Bye!